I'm going to indulge you in a thought experiment now. You've often said that journalism is a profession in change. It's never fixed. What do you think the future of journalism will look like? What do you think journalism, news, media will look like 50 years from now?
Well, it's getting more and more blasted apart and fragmented because the technology allows it. As my wife, who studied innovation studies in grad school, always reminds me, there's this constant wheel turning that involves actual innovation in the sense of inventing new things, business models, in other words, where's the revenue coming from, and where's the audience for something. And those things are constantly interdependent. And so because the technologies continue to allow for a greater profusion of how journalism, loosely speaking, is put out there, it'll be more and more and more expansive. I think that also means it gets more and more and more niched because everyone can go right to the thing that they think they want, which is a big change from something we talked about much earlier, which was having major news organizations that would pretty much tell their viewers or readers, trust us, we think this is important, and so you should think it's important because it's on our front page or it's at the top of the evening newscast. So we'll continue to have people, instead, as I sometimes say, instead of going to the department store, going to a whole series of boutiques and choosing what they want out of the boutiques. I think the most positive thing in American journalism that's happening is there's been a real explosion of nonprofit news organizations, basically online-only newspapers that have come in to cities or entire states in which, for a variety of economic reasons, the existing mid-sized and small-sized newspapers have collapsed. Either they've gone out of business or they're so thin that they're almost, worthless for their readers. Yeah. And what's fantastic is there's foundation money and an entrepreneurial spirit that has started publications. Some of them are geographical, like the Texas Tribune or the Baltimore Banner. Others of them are oriented towards types of reporting, like the Marshall Project, writing about the criminal justice and injustice system, or ProPublica, doing investigative reporting. And I think that's the kind of growing edge of legit journalism. The problem of disinformation and pseudo-journalism is going to get worse and worse and worse. And then we also have the fairly frightening spectacle of what AI is going to mean to journalism. And it is going to affect so many things, but just in the journalistic world, what does it mean in terms of more sophisticated deep fakes? What does it mean in terms of seeming to be able to do jobs so you can fire human beings? I mean, the strike going on with the writers in Hollywood right now and the actors, those strikes are very much underlined by the threat of AI taking away acting and writing jobs. And I think that every journalist has a big stake in the settlement of the writers and actors strikes in Hollywood right now, because they may just be the proverbial canaries in the coal mine who are facing AI taking over their jobs earlier than we in journalism will. But it's heading in our direction too.